2,726 patients have recovered and been discharged. This brings the total number of recoveries to 97,218 cases, or 81.6% of total cases. As of 12 p.m., there are 1,704 new cases, bringing the total number of COVID-19 infections to 119,077 cases. Of the 1,704 new cases, 5 are imported cases. The other 1,699 are local infections. A total of 21,365 patients are still receiving treatment. 124 people are in the intensive care unit and 51 cases require respiratory assistance. There are 11 new COVID-19 deaths, which brings the death toll to 494, or 0.4% of the total number of cases.
Hi, my name is Pavitra. I will explain about the problem statement for this project. According to Malay Mail News on November 3, the Environment and Water Kasa Minister Datuk Sri Tuan Ibrahim Tuan Man has said that clinical waste increased by 20% since the COVID-19 outbreak in the country. Mainly, disposal of gloves, face masks and personal protective equipment (PPE) that has been worn by the doctors contribute to the clinical waste generation during COVID-19 pandemic. So, personal protective equipment, usually referred as PPE, which the equipment is worn to reduce the exposure to hazards that cause severe injury and diseases in the workplace. Action with chemical, radiological, physical, electrical, mechanical or other workplace hazards can result in certain injuries and illness. Things such as gloves, safety glasses and shoes, earplugs or mouth, hard hats, respirators or coveralls, full body suits are personal protective equipment. Therefore, due to the rapid spread of COVID-19, the use of personal protective equipment such as disposal of face masks, gloves and hand sanitizer bottles have significantly increased. In order to curb the spread of COVID-19, the government has urged frequent hand washing, enforced strict social distancing and the wearing of face masks. Although the use of PPE has become part of people's everyday life, the littering of face masks and gloves at public spaces such as streets, parks, drains, waterways and so on has raised environmental concerns. The disposal of face masks could be easily swept into the waterways and the ocean by rainfall or runoff. These face masks are harmful to marine life as they are mistaken food. Moreover, the face masks are also washing up on beaches worldwide, causing damaging aesthetic value of tourist destination. The both PPE and plastic litter will likely induce blockage of sewage system and also affect water percolation and normal agricultural soils aeration with repercussion on land productivity. Plastic chemicals or absorbed contaminants that can leach out eventually into different environmental compartments such as reducing soil quality, water quality and harmful effect on terrestrial and marine biota at different level of biological organization. Apart from that, the percentage of waste increases drastically day by day because the reuse of masks is now recommended due to high chances of viral retention. This can be proved by the journal wrote by P. Agamoto Jayanti, Barasarathi. Restaurants and cafes are using the one-time using packaging materials for food delivery service. In addition, due to restricted travel during lockdown and work from home has increased online shopping and the higher intake of food at home has contributed immensely to household waste. That's all from me. Thank you.
My name is Hidayah and I will continue to explain about the management of the waste. Disposal of PPE waste is performed by stages, which are separation of PPE waste from generated waste, labeling of PPE waste, disposal into proper container and bags, and followed with collection by authorized contractors for disposal and treatment. For treatment, there are several methods that are available, and the first one would be incineration, which is a high-temperature dry oxidation method that reduces organic and combustible waste to inorganic and incombustible matter, which results in a very significant reduction of volume and weight of waste. This is the most common and suitable method to destroy traces of virus because it takes place at temperature from about 200 degrees Celsius to more than 100 degrees Celsius. In Malaysia, there are 12 incineration facilities available. There are also 3 types of incineration methods, which are priority incineration, rotary kiln, and municipal incinerator. They involve the chemical and physical breakdown of organic material, and the combustion of this material generates gases emissions such as steam, carbon dioxide, nitrogen oxides, and certain toxic substances. However, to control environmental pollution, the Stockholm Convention has suggested applying the best available technology with a combination of adequate primary and secondary measures to control air emission. All ash from the incineration plants are transferred to hazardous waste treatment center and then proceed to solidify with cement to be disposed of in a special landfill. Moving on to the second method, which is sanitary landfill. It's a pit with a secure bottom where trash is buried in layers and is compressed to make it more solid. It is isolated from the environment until it is safe, which is when it has completely degraded chemically, physically, and biologically. The design are aimed to have suitable engineering preparation before it is ready to accept waste, and workers are present on site to control operation and organize deposit and daily coverage of waste. And the purpose is to make sure that the waste is safe by the reduction of harm from accumulated waste and allowing safe decomposition. The layering of waste and soil accelerate the decomposition as well as trap toxic gases released from the process. It is built in a way that the bottom part has the smallest volume while the top part has the biggest volume to prevent collapsing of the land. Moving on to the last method, which is autoclave. It is usually used in areas without incineration capacity. It is an efficient wet thermal disinfection process through the exposure of waste with saturated steam under pressure in a pressure vessel. It comprises a metal vessel that is aimed to stand high pressure, as well as a sealed door and an arrangement of pipes and valves through which steam is introduced into and removed from the vessel. When necessary, air removed from the autoclave should be discharged into the surroundings after passing through a microbiologically validated filter. It is also necessary to separate treated waste from untreated waste by labeling the treated container as autoclave or sterilized.
Okay, I am Iman, so I will continue the part of recommendation. With the rapid spread of coronavirus COVID-19, the number of PPE used, including face masks and protective clothing, has increased significantly. So, a serious and timely collection, disposal, and treatment of COVID waste such as PPE by fully following the safety measures are the key in dealing with this high-risk infectious waste. The final choice of treatment system should be made carefully based on various factors, which largely depend on local conditions, such as disinfection efficiency, health and environmental consideration, occupational health and safety consideration, type of waste for treatment and disposal, infrastructure requirement, local treatment option and technology, option available for final disposal, training requirement for method handling, operation and maintenance consideration, available space, location and environment of treatment facilities and disposal facilities, investment and operating costs, and lastly, public acceptance. A summary of the main advantages and disadvantages of treatment, which is incineration, sanitary landfill, and autoclave. So the first treatment is incineration. So the advantages of incineration is good disinfection efficiency, simple operation, complete destruction of COVID waste such as PPE, and relatively low investment and operation costs. So disadvantages of this method is high energy requirement, potential emission of carcinogen, particulate matter plus solid residues in the form of ash, which are to be treated as toxic. So the second treatment, which is sanitary landfill, the advantages of sanitary landfill is prevent contamination of soil and of surface water and groundwater, and limits air pollution, smell, and direct contact with the public. Sanitary landfill can be put in operation within a short period of time. So the disadvantages of sanitary landfill is require proper planning, operating, and design. And the lastly is an explosive gas, methane, and other gases produced from the decomposition of the waste may become hazard and interfere with the use of the complete landfill. So I will explain to you about the last treatment, which is autoclave. So the main advantages of this treatment is low heat thermal processes produce significantly less air pollution emission than high heat thermal processes, and drastic reduction in waste volume. So the disadvantages of this treatment is waste from an autoclave retains its physical appearance, and the lastly is waste requires further processing for final disposal. The PPE used is usually classified as infectious or offensive, which means that disposal is important to discourage the spread of the disease to the broader community. Based on the various factors, the incineration process is the most effective way to disposal PPE waste. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the demand to dispose of PPE waste will increase, so it is very important to ensure that the facilities available can overcome this problem, which can keep the environment from being polluted. Okay, that's all from me. So Wali will continue the last part.
Okay, my name is Muhammad Fazlinuddin. I will continue a last part for conclusion. In conclusion, disposal of PPE should be done properly because it is vital to avoid epidemic transmission of COVID-19. Even highly prepared countries are now facing a second wave of outbreak that are forcing the implementation of measures to stay away from social extreme. To minimize medical and economic consequence, it is important to quickly act and imply every possible measure that can help in reducing and stopping the COVID-19 issue. Hence, a proper handling contaminated is significant in order to reduce any further spread of virus in the community as well as reducing the bad impact to environment.